The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity. Progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear this signal. A single lap should be completed each time you hear this sound. Remember to run in a straight line, and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start.
Feel it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. End of level 1. 8.
Feel it.
9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. End of level 2.
All right, we can start muting these audios and go ahead and get live into this race broadcast. Good Monday evening, Halloween Eve to all you race fans, as we are live for the Iron Thunder Racing League. And it's I dropped 34 frames. I want to make sure I'm not dropping frames currently. It doesn't look like it, so we're still good. We're still live. We're all right. Everything's going. The Iron Thunder Racing League Truck Series Season 7. This is race number 8, race number 1 of the Chase. Yeah, we're going back to the old Chase format, and that's something I am proud to see. Something I am really excited to see. 5 race Chase begins tonight here at the wonderful Kansas Speedway, also known as ASPE. Yeah, on the iRacing world, it's known as ASPE because we, I don't know if there's anyone currently on track. Paul's currently on track. We'll go ahead and go over here. It says ASPE on the wall. It says it right there. But yeah, here we are at ASPE, Kansas Speedway here in Kansas City, Missouri. We'll go ahead and get everything off the screen and go ahead and get your track. Sorry, Kansas City, Kansas, not Missouri. It's Kansas. Here's your track facts. The track opened up in June 2001. This is probably one of the newer tracks currently on the NASCAR circuit. Speaking of this track, came out in 2001. It's 1.5 miles. It's a Kansas Plains 201, but it's actually 202.5 miles when everything's all said and done. And tonight's stage caution will come out on lap number 65. We'll go into the weather before we go ahead and get into your 12 chase drivers tonight. It's happening again today. This is happening about 3:40 in the afternoon, so a little bit more than almost 5 hours ago. 4 hours and I don't know, 40 minutes, 20 minutes. 4 hours, 20 minutes ago. Track air temp 67 to track temp 73. It's partly cloudy with a 0% relative humidity, and the wind's out of the south at 1 miles per hour. And you can see the casino there. This they got this track. I want to say correct when it came to the stuff right, because if it just continues to pan around, you can go ahead and see the football stadium, the football. So there's that. But let's go ahead and talk about your drivers coming into the Chase thing. It is again an original Chase format. So we're talking about, we got 12 drivers. So this will actually be the second iteration of the Chase. 12 drivers come in here. So this would be like your 2007 to 2010, 2011 Chase format, where we get 12 drivers, no eliminations. Accumulate as many points as you can over these next 5 races, and you're the champion. Right now, Storm Patterson, with everything and all the resets and whatnot, currently has 1 more point than Matt Cherry. And you can see Josh Culley's only 22 points back with a flat 1,000 points. But that being said, we can go ahead and get off of good old ASPE here and go to our Chase camera and do your starting lineup for tonight. Your starting lineup will be on. No, that's the wrong button. We need to click that off. Actually, we need to turn that on. Then go into this. We'll be on your left-hand side of the screen. And currently, your pole slayer tonight, Kevin Hash, is currently not on the screen. You put down a 31. Let me get to the next page. It goes a 31.82882. So there's that 31.882. Kevin Hash is here tonight. Indy number 89 tonight for Matt Quick, who's not here. And this is, I want to say, is one of his home tracks or something like that. He usually comes here when NASCAR comes into town. But it'll be Kevin Hash on number 89 machine tonight. We'll see Brian Mills on his outside in this Toyota Tundra TRD, Toyota TR1, whatever it's called. Matt Cherry, another one of those Chase drivers, will be in run number 2. He'll be starting P3 tonight with George Balfanz Jr. He'll be coming back after his 1 race suspension at Charlotte here tonight. Trying to get the Chase started off right. We'll see Dave Matson, another one of those Chase drivers, and our defending Premier Series champion, did not make the final 12 drivers here for the Truck Series. So that's an interesting one. Ray's usually a favorite when it comes to the Iron Thunder Racing League. So unfortunately, not seeing him here is a bit of a shock. Then we'll see Branden Kloosterhuis, who has a win here at Kansas before in the ARCA Series. And we see Landon Polinsky. We see Manning Gregory and Kelvin Masur. That'll round out your top 10. In the 11th, we'll see Sawyer Ott. In 12th, we'll see Treston Ott. 13th will be Matthew Wesenbach. 14th tonight will be Ryan Dingler. 15th will be Shane Fuller. 16th will be Branden Pamatat. 17th will be Storm Patterson. A rough qualifying effort for last week's winner, Storm Patterson. 18th tonight will be Paul Smith. 19th tonight will be Adam Boyles, Paul Majifka, and Josh Culley will round out your field. 23 drivers technically registered. The 03 Kevin Hash registered his own truck to get himself some points. He did that last week. Just trying to accumulate points for himself. So there is that going for him. But there's 21 drivers who are going to come out here tonight, race 134 laps. This is your NIS distance kind of race, and I kind of like it. I think they get 4 sets of tires, 4 sets of tires. And again, the stage is at lap number 65. And according to the numbers I got in here for fuel and whatnot, it seems like you're going to have to potentially pit twice. So there is that. But we'll go ahead and go to Barney the Flagman, as you can really see the green flags in hand, as they're in the iRacing.com Geico restart zone, as Kevin Hash is on the loud pedal, and we're racing here at Kansas. Expect a lot of this early side-by-side action as tires start to wear out and things start to migrate up to the high line. It's going to be a little bit of a... I don't know what I'm trying to say here. This track is known as a hard high line track, so expect early on here in the race you can see a lot of this side-by-side action when drivers are currently able to continue to go side-by-side, full throttle and whatnot. We expect that a lot here early on in these runs, and to see a lot of side-by-side action here earlier in the front part of the pack. And it's actually, sending it all the way back to the pack, and you have 3 wide between a couple of our chase drivers. Treston Ott, Shane Fuller's out there, non-chase driver, as we have a caution that looks to be the 87, the 09 machine. If I can find them here on our screen. There they are, and it's for the first time tonight. A replay machine. Let's go ahead and see what happened with Dave Matson, chase driver, and Ray right now, non-chase driver. And put the currently on the screen for you. Dave looked to be middle of 3 wide. Oh, that's a little bit too far back. Let me press play here. Here we go. Let's see what happened here. So these guys are using the apron. There's no problem with that. And it just looks like maybe Ray just got a little bit closer to the wall here. Dave runs him up just a tiny bit. So yeah, Dave's middle of 3 wide. So Ray's apologizing and saying this is his fault. So we'll continue to watch more time here. So Matson's in the middle of 3 wide. Ray's just a little bit high here, looking probably because this is one of these, I would say, treacherous spots on the track. Is coming off this little bit of a tri-oval here. And you can see you're just like, everyone's got him merged back on the track before you get into turn number 1. So Dave, I mean, he did run the apron. Ray gave him plenty of room. So there is that. So Dave comes back up perfectly fine. Ray, I mean, Ray has all opportunity. There's full lane and a half for Ray there. But he, I think, maybe just got a little bit too much into the wheel here. And when he did that, moved that just a skosh to the right, brought him a little bit too close to the wall here. And then he kind of corrects. And we'll kind of see here, probably with the onboard a little bit here. Yeah, you can just see that wheel just a tiny bit here. Watch that orange tape. Sees Dave come up, gets a little bit straight here when he straightens it out. That's what kind of initiates, I'm going to also say it's kind of neck code in this situation too. Yeah, Ray gets close to the wall. Just kind of, I think, I'm going to say a skosh. Just a skosh overreacts to Dave, I guess, merging a little bit back up the track here from the apron. And when he does that, I mean, Ray just kind of reacts to what he sees there, and then that's what triggers the netcode. And it just looks like 2 trucks involved. I don't see any other trucks plowing this. The whole field does get by, so just a 2-truck incident. Ian probably will be the preferred line tonight. Something I was trying to mention here while we're going here. Kansas is a highline track here on the iRacing.com Motorsports Simulation. We'll see a lot early on. You're going to see a lot what we saw there in the initial start. A lot of drivers being able to continue to use that bottom line and use those tires up to try to make passes and whatnot. But once it gets to the high line, it's going to be trying to build a run and get to the inside so you can put a slide drop and complete the pass. Go back to what Carl Edwards did in 2008 against Jimmy Johnson. You're going to try to build a run off a corner, one corner, go down to the next one, and just ship it in there and see if it can work. Kind of situation once we do get everything, solid out, get into a green flag run, and get things going here. That's what I was trying to say, and then I messed that up. Well, we are underneath our first caution tonight. The IRC.com pace track is currently behind the score bug, so I can't really tell you if we're coming to 1 to green or not, but there he is. It's reappearing on your screen here. Unfortunately, Dave Matson did go a lap down fixing damage. Dave is currently in 21st place, but he's the only truck 1 lap down, so he's going to be okay. I don't think he's used his fast repair yet. I sure hope not. It's been like 4 laps, so. But the right side machine, that Navy machine, does look a little bit beat up. As we are getting the 1 to green this time. And looking at this restart, it's going to be Hash, Cherry, Mills, Balfanz, Kloosterhuis, Gregory, Polinsky, Ott, Dingler, and Pamatat. Your top 10 this time. Real quick thing to go over here on your screen and everything you're going to see tonight. The drivers with yellow in the background are your chase drivers. You're going to see here on the scoring pylon, and you're going to also see it right here on your relative box when we bring things up. Drivers in black and then also in red. So one thing I didn't fix. Red are not your non-chase drivers, so is that. So in tonight's field, we have 9 drivers who are out here that are non-chase drivers. That's, I say, pretty common when we get into these playoff and chase formats. We see drivers who say, we really don't have anything much race for, so we're just going to sit this Monday night out. By the way, I didn't mention here, Cherry's in a nice orange and black scheme for Halloween week. As the iRacing.com pace truck is off, and they get ready to get into the Geico restart zone. As the green flag's back out, and Kevin Hash is on it. And another amazing start for Kevin Hash. As Balfanz was in the back bumper of Cherry, they're getting him a push into turn number 1. Cherry's able to clear Mills, but Balfanz has issue here, so he was not able to clear Mills. It's not going to potentially be 3 wide going into turn number 3 here. Again, everything is going to be, I want to say, close side-by-side action for their first few laps run. As Kloosterhuis is able to move his way up to 3rd after getting around both Balfanz and Mills there on the back straightaway through 3 or 4. You're also going to see Gregory also have an opportunity to get around Balfanz here, now working on his teammate Brian Mills here. That will be for the 4th position in the Island Coastal Loggers number 26 machine. Hash was not able to maintain that gap he got there in the restart. Here comes the number 84 machine, Matt Cherry. Cherry, probably one of the most dominant drivers in the regular season. Here's going to be inside of Hash going into turn number 1. Pretty dead even here going into turn number 1. Cherry with a slight advantage. Potentially might have enough to clear him. No, he doesn't. Really close off a 2 there for Hash. Subbing tonight for Quick. And we side by side again through 3 and 4. And just one thing I was mentioning, side-by-side action here, and these two being side-by-side is getting an opportunity for the number 25 machine, Branden Kloosterhuis, to come into the picture here. Kloosterhuis, what does he do? He's going to dip to the bottom line here, follow Cherry around to see if Cherry can go ahead and get clear this time off of 2. Hash, well, I think he got a little bit tight there, but Cherry's able to complete the pass off turn number 2, move Matt Cherry to the race lead, but now here comes Branden Kloosterhuis on the attack here of the number 89 machine. There's a car, there's a truck blinking out there, and that was the number 13 machine of Mills. Mills still might be there in 4th. No real clue, but right now we'll talk about Gregory being in 4th as they're closing in here on these side-by-side actions for the race lead. They're 3 wide there for a split second between the number 23 and the number 94. And the 35. Kloosterhuis was able to get around the number 89 machine for 2nd. now sits in line here as the first couple of trucks have single filed out. Gregory looking a little bit lower here than the first 3 trucks. Side-by-side action for 5th. That's going to be between Dingler and Sawyer Ott. Ott racing the pink numbers tonight for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Cancer Awareness Month. Same thing for Ryan Dingler in that pink Hex armor machine. After number 2, Ott's going to dip in line here. Try not to lose more positions here, as Balfanz will take a look on the inside here of the 00 machine to see if he can complete the pass and stop the bleeding, because he seems like he lost a lot of positions here in this run so far, and it might not be over, as it looked like the 29 machine has a pretty decent run here down the front straightaway, and is able to get to the quarter panel, and will be side by side into turn number 1. Back out front, the number 25 machine is able to get to the inside of the 84 here, see what he can do. And I realize this camera's not really good, so we'll go back to TV1. 25 with the doing it for Chuck. Chuck is the dog of Branden Pamatat. Don't know how much information I can give on that. But it was a thing that started back in the Rush season, what was it? Season Rush. Branden put Chuck on his machine, and I think he went to go win Talladega last year of Rush. But that battle for the lead has now settled down, as it's now focusing back here on the battle for 4th, as Dingler and Gregory are side by side. 15 laps into this race this time by. Gregory, the only driver in the top 6 trucks that are not part of the chase. Almost call them the playoffs. They're not the playoffs because we don't have any eliminations here. As Kloosterhuis gives it another chance here into turn number 1 and 2. Doesn't really do much with it. Still remains about 10th and a half behind him. Losing a little bit more here as Cherry's able to get a run off here. And it looked like a little bit better entry into 3 than Kloosterhuis. But don't look now. Here comes Gregory. Gregory's able to, looks like, complete the pass there for a split second. If he comes up, he will be clearing the number 23 machine. Won't be clearing to turn number 1, as the 23 does have the quarter panel. 25 machine's able to gain a lot of time this time through 1 and 2, but he's going to lose it all on corner exit. Again, the high lines dominate here. You're just going to have to just be right there and ship it in there if you want to complete a pass. And again, we're only 16 laps into tonight's event, so I don't think anyone's going to really just ship it in there and try to pull a Carl Edwards type of move here this early. And this lap number 17 doesn't really pay any points. And Balfanz has lost a lot of positions here. He went from being within the top 5 all the way back to 12th. One of those drivers trying to use the bottom lane, but it's not really working. You can see here again for Kloosterhuis, instead of just sitting in line this time, tries the bottom lane through 3 and 4, and he's just going to scrub more time to the number 84 machine, who goes all the way down to the white line there on the front straightaway. But you can see he just gains a tad bit more than Cherry on quarter entrance, and through most 1 and 2, but just loses it off of 2 because Cherry's just going to have all the speed built up there. By the way, shout out to Storm Patterson. He's moved up from, I think, his 17th starting spot up to 7th. Getting 10 spots through the first 19 laps of this race. Now looking at the back bumper of the number 35 machine in Sawyer Ott, the Ott Company LLC machine. 2 of the 4J common drivers were in the chase trying to see if they can compete with each other, as Gregory is going to give another opportunity here for the battle for 4th on the inside line. And again, that high line is just as superior. And Gregory's able just to send it in there, rotate a little bit better quarter entrance, but you're going to see the 23 just drive away here on corner exit. 20 laps in on the 134 means we got 114 remaining, 45 to go to the stage. Stage caution gives the drivers probably maybe till lap 26, 27 before they need to pit, but I expect some of these drivers to come down pit road here in the next 4, 5, 6 laps. And again, we're going to have a 3-wide battle here. That looks to be Kelvin Masur. You're looking like getting by the number 33 machine, who's currently in the wall there off of 4 of Josh Culley, who's going to drop some more positions. Culley is one of our 12 chase drivers. He came in the last seed, so he's kind of a hole to dig himself out of. And getting the wall out there off the turn report isn't really going to help him. But it's side by side in front of him here between the 09 and the 29. So side by side between the 15 and the 29. Oh, sorry, 09. 09's going to look like they have a little bit better of a run here off of 4. And is able to get around the 29. And that's also going to give an opportunity for the 15 to get by the 29 here, potentially into 1. They still be side by side. Clear for a split second, but the 15 goes to the bottom lane, gives an opportunity for the 29 to build a run here off of 2. But I think that 29 machine's really struggling here on this part of the run. Just wasn't able to use the high line real well. So move Ott up to 13th, Wells and back to 14th. Ray hasn't really recovered since his first couple lap instant there. Still sitting back in 18th place. As I mean, things are settling down. I mean, the gaps are about a tenth of a second between a couple cars. Race 3 leads about 3/10 of a second. And you can see Boyle's looking the inside of Balfanz there. But nothing really coming of it because Balfanz was using the highlight. But that 94 machine goes low this time through 3 and 4. Seeing if he can make up any ground. It's now going to be side by side between the 94 and the 43. Coming off turn number 4 going down the front straightaway. And it's looking like Pamatat potentially looking at the inside of the 35 machine. So a couple interesting battles going on a little bit later part of the top 10 here. Yeah, I'm sorry about those coughs and whatnot. I try to mute my mic, but I'm trying to also commentate the race here. You can see the Highline's dominant. 35 is able to pull away here. As Boyle's again is going to try, and it looks like he's going to almost complete the pass this time off of 4. Balfanz is having none of it. He's going to go ahead and get to the right side of the 22 again. Into turn number 1. Looks like Boyles is able to get that bottom line going. Pulling like slide jobs from the bottom to the top. And he's actually going to complete the pass on the number 94 machine, moving him up to 11th. So up front's Matt Sherry has pulled away about 6/10 of a second. Kloosterhuis now has fallen back into the lap of the 89 machine, Kevin Hash. And Storm Patterson has made his way up to 5th. And number 45, Skybox NASCAR Lane Coin Podcast machine. This week it's actually correct. We were able to get everything correct for him, which is a cool thing to see. We got his correct paint scheme. We also got Dave Matson's correct paint scheme on this week. I still don't know what's going on with the 33 machine. I don't know if it's supposed to be Wilson's Farms with the Guard Team Truck Series on it from a year ago, but if we get an opportunity to interview him, we'll ask him about it. So we're 7 laps into the race. I thought I was told 25 laps. I could be wrong. I probably was told wrong, so that number could be a little incorrect, a little bit of misinformation here. I don't think you can say 3-4 laps are a quick caution. I don't know, but 89 machine came down pit road, so I guess this might be the fuel window starting to open up for some drivers here as he's coming down on lap number 29. So Cherry and Dingler said they're going to pit here. 25 said he's going to pit. Doesn't sound like the 45 is going to pit. Hear the 00 come down pit road. I thought I heard something with a 1 in their number, but I don't know what number that could be. Storm Patterson's going to go ahead and take the lead here. I think the 45 called out he's going to pit this time by. Probably will see everyone else here this lap. But the thing is, pitting here, going about 30 laps, 29, 30 laps, you're still going to need to pit one more time with about 7 to go on the stage here. The question is, do you take tires now or do you take tires in a couple of laps and then that next fuel window? As of 22, the 43, the 09, the 94 all stay out this stop, extending it one more than a couple of these guys. The first guy who did pit underneath that last caution would actually be your first 2 cars on the racetrack. The 26 and the 09 as 43. So you're going to be able to last a little bit longer. And then same thing here with the 33. And then you also see the 29. They all pit underneath that first caution. And then you're also going to see the 87. So these guys are going to probably be able to run a little bit longer here, as they only got 24, 25, 26 laps on their fuel tank. So I have to guess, maybe we'll see them here in the next 3 laps. And with them pitting there on lap 5, I mean, it's going to be close for them making potentially 30-ish laps here on the field. But it might work out for some of these guys to flip the stage and get the stage points here. The 22 looks like he's going to stay out 1 more lap, so he might be good enough here. When everything's all said and done. My timing screen says the 15 machine had an issue. He's 2 laps down. I'm going to guess speeding on pit road. Dave Matson's also 2 laps down. I'm going to guess speeding on pit road. Storm Patterson, things have just not cycled out yet for everything. So he's classed by a lap down. He's going to be one of the last trucks along the 1 lap down. Kevin Hash is the first truck 1 lap down, but when everything cycles out, he should be a race leader. Kelvin says he's going to pit this lap, so it's going to put him... it's going to put him real close here on making it to the end of the stage. 22's 29 laps on the stint, so I mean... So it's interesting. These guys... No, is 27, 29 the magic number? This is a very interesting thing to see here. As you can see the group of 3 there, the 33 truck also comes down there. I'll notice the tail. And when everything cycles out here, it's going to be the 89 machine in race lead, but it might be challenging here by the 84 machine, who's also, you know, becoming bigger in his rear view mirror on the 89 machine. Right now, we're in his pit box. Paul Smith's in his pit box. Boyles is leaving his pit box. 9.1. That's interesting. Might that have been fuel only? That's an interesting one. Boyles was only 9.1 in his pit box. 2 tires? 2 right side tires, potentially? I'm not 100% sure. As by the way, Landon Polinsky's now out there in the top 5. He's made his pit stop, so interesting call. And it looks like everyone besides Boyles came down and put 4 tires on this machine. Balfanz came down pit road. It looks like put no tires on there, according to my timing screen. So I don't know if he put tires on. Doesn't look like he's spent time in this box according to my timing screen. So that's interesting. But Cherry's just getting a little bit bigger and bigger each time we come back to this race lead. In the 89 machine's mirror, it's going to be about 1/10 and a half off him. He's going to have a runoff before this time to go on the inside of the 89 machine. And he's right on the back bumper. Side by side through 1 and 2. Cherry's potentially going to try to pull up and slide him. He doesn't. Gives the 89 no room off of 2. You saw the 89 machine, that angry cat, psychedelic machine here. In the wall a little bit off of 2. And it looks like he was just all over the back bumper of the 84 coming down that front straightaway. And on lap number 38, the 84 machine's back to the race lead. So I want to talk about the potential biggest gainer on that pit stop. That 00 machine's up to 3rd. Yeah, I don't know if he did anything different. I mean, he's on pit road. A lot less. I don't know if he needed less fuel or what was the case. If he needed less fuel, that might be concerning. Well, no, it wouldn't be concerning because he still would need to pit 1 more time. Coming 9 laps into this run. For him. By the way, it looks like Dingler is, I don't know if already getting by, but it's not being challenged by the number 25 machine here. as these guys are about 2.3 seconds behind the race leader. And then they're also going to be about 6 seconds in front of the next car here. Sawyer Ott all the way back in 6th place. So there's about a 6-second gap between 5th and 6th here. I don't know if that just built up over the run, or if these guys were able to do a little bit something different than Sawyer on their pit stop. That's a interesting thing to see there. And so now we're gonna go look back here. This is the back half of the top 10. Pamatat, Balfanz, Gregory, Patterson. Patterson didn't get speeding on pit road, just waiting for things to cycle out. As it looks like the 48 machine was locked the 94 coming off of turn number 4. They're trying to maintain that 7th position. Most of these guys you currently see on frame here, 3 of the 4, 5 you count up there in the distance are chase drivers. Gregory also having a pretty decent run so far tonight. Currently running in 9th. As Pamatat's gonna slip back to 10th here as those 3 trucks just drove right by him. By the way, Kloosterhuis was able to get around Dingler. It looks like the 00 machine was in the wall there off 2. Another one of those off the corner, and then I want to say off the trial, the D-shaped front stretch is 2 of the trickiest, 3 of the trickiest spots to get out on a track. Get tight off 2, off 4 into the wall, and you just have even get tight off the front straightaway here. You potentially getting into the wall. You try to arc it in at 1 and 2, you're just into the wall. By the way, Hash hasn't let Cherry drive away quite yet. About 10th and a half is the distance. And it's when we come to line 43 laps, we'll be completely leaving 22 to go on the stage. Question is, when do some of these guys come down to make their final pit stop of stage number 1? And is it tires or is it gas? That's another question. Do you take fuel here? Do you just take? Do you take tires? What do you do here? That's a interesting call. Some of these drivers are gonna have to think about when everything is all said and done. Do you put tires on here? It's a 94 machine, says he's gonna come down pit road. This is 44 laps into this race. He comes down pit road. The 29 machine comes down pit road. Work truck's also calling out he's gonna pit. So with 21 to go in the stage, might this be a tire call? Might these guys be coming down pit road, put some tires on? Might trust the freshies here to see if they can gain some time on the racetrack. As we're going to be side by side off turn number 4. It's the 00 on the 25 machine. This is a battle for 3rd. Probably one of your closer battles on the racetrack right now. As Kloosterhuis is looking to try to get back into the top 3 again. And he's really able to do it with no contest for the 00 through 1 and 2. Gregory and Patterson are able to move up to 6th and 7th here, getting around Sawyer Ott. It's going to be side by side between Culley and Gregory here. This is going to be coming up to number 4. This will be a battle for 7th. Culley again, a chase driver. Gregory not. And it looks like the 33 machine's able to take that run he got for turn number 4 and complete the pass on number 26 machine. By the way, for those of you who want to know at home, George took no tires. It's a fuel only stop. Wolzenbach was a fuel only stop. Fuller, well, not like 2 tires. You might have seen 2 tires. Fuller's 9.1 in the box, so it might have been a 2 tire stop for him. As Cherry again has pulled out to a pretty decent gap here, about 4, almost 5 tenths of a second, almost a half a second here in front of these guys. As Culley's trying to see if he can complete a pass on the 45 machine, who's using the high line here to try to get the run off. 45 will be clear through the back straightaway going into turn 3. 33 dipping to the bottom here. They're going to be equal through the corner. 33 is going to see if he's going to slide up, but is not able to. But we're coming to start lap number 50, 49 in the book. 16, 17 laps to go in the stage. Nope. We can play lap 48. I'm not looking at the leader. Leader's 7 seconds in front of this. As it looks like Cherry pitted. Cherry has come down pit road. He's in his pit box. And he spent about 6.6 in his box. Might have been fuel only stop. And taking a look at everything here. Ran, well, I can't really tell. He ran about 21 laps, 22 laps, 20 laps on that set of fuel. So it's going to be real interesting here. This is now Kevin Hash back into the race lead machine. Caution comes out that puts Cherry a lap down. Would be currently the first truck 1 lap down. So it says Gregory Sinish, but this is coming off pit road. Now we're going to come complete lap number 50, meaning 15 to go left in the stage. 30, the 000 truck looks like he's pitted. He has. He's currently 1 lap down, back in 14th place. He spent 7.9 on his pit stop. Don't know if that was gas only. Might have been 2 tires. Who really knows? I couldn't tell you because I'm not analyzing the pit stops here. But the current leader of the guys who pitted later than everybody, so about 4-ish laps later, I mean, got Culley here. He's made his way up to 3rd. And then you have Rittenauer, who's up to 7th. Smith up to 8th. And you can see it looks to be the 22 of Boyles, but again, Boyles only potentially took 2 right side tires. Gas only, not 100% sure what he did on his pit stop here, because he only spent 9.1 in his pit box. Question is, when do Hash and Kloosterhuis come in for their final stop of the stage here? They're 23, 24 laps on their fuel run. Basing that they ran about 30 laps. Potentially could save some underneath that caution. I'm expecting the next 3 laps when everything's said and done. Not real sure. I guess your only real battle for on the racetracks can be in 17th place, and that's going to be the 57 and the 26 machine. 2 drivers who have completed their pit stops this evening for the final time in the stage. Otherwise, it's about a 2nd gap between 1st and 2nd here as the 89 comes down pit road. So that's on lap 25, coming to 26 of a run. I expect Kloosterhuis may be in the box this next time by. And now that really becomes a question of how long can Culley go before he needs fuel. If it's only 25 laps, he's not going to be able to make it to the end of the stage. He might be able to make it to 4 to go in the stage. But, I mean, he also wasn't really saving fuel on this run either. It's because he runs another lap here. So this is interesting. How long can he run? He's coming down pit road this time. He called it out. He's coming down pit road this time. And that will give Cherry the lead lap back. So that put 10 trucks on the lead lap. That might also give Dingler. Dingler's on the back straight. I'll put him back on the lap. Put Polinsky back on the lead lap. It's going to put a lot of drivers potentially back. Well, no. Well, where's Culley? No, it'll keep the 000 still lap down because he to be out there. The 45 machine still stays out there. And he's starting 26 of his run, so he should be potentially coming down this time. And if that means Culley, Rittenauer, Smith, Boyle, they might have another 4 laps in them. Everyone else called out their ping Pamatats. I think it might have been the 48 machine who called out who's going to pit. There he comes down pit road. So right now, Rittenauer and Culley, also Paul Smith. Paul Smith, another interesting driver here to take a look at. Even Boyles, 27 some seconds behind. Our two drivers potentially, a couple drivers potentially take a look at here. Well, I guess not really Boyles because he's currently behind the 84 machine. Here he comes out. I think he should be able to stay on the lead lap. He will. Hey, did he take tires? I don't think he took tires. I think he just took fuel only. Yeah, 7.1 in the box. The question is, how much longer can these guys run? Culley came down pit road, 24 laps on this stint, so putting him at 7 to go in the stage. Rittenauer, I mean, he's one of those who knows how to save fuel, and he does a pretty good job of saving fuel, but I don't know if he can save potentially 4 laps. I don't really know what his lap times were. It's not 34-second laps like we see here with Boyles. Again, I don't know if he took tires on his pit stop, and he only spent 9.1 in his pit box. So that's interesting one here, but he might be working his way for a top 10 stage finish here. As Rittenauer still stays out here, coming to 5 laps still on the stage. Getting top 10, get stage points. So some of these drivers here within the top 10 with the yellow background, so Cherry, Dingler, Mosier, Kloosterhuis, Hatch, Balfanz. That'd be some pretty critical points for them. Drivers like Balfanz, Mosier, who are a little bit lower down in points. Kloosterhuis, I think, came in 5th in points. Give an opportunity to try to rebound and gain. But here comes the 87 down. That's right on 26. So I think the fuel number tonight's 26. As he's followed down pit road by Paul Smith. So yeah, 26 laps I think is the distance people can go. When everything cycles back out here, it's going to give the race lead to the number 84 machine, with Ryan Dingler up to second, 2.7 seconds behind him. Take a look at things here, what Dingler doing on pit road. Pit Hatch. Looks like Hatch took tires on that pit stop. So that's where the difference about 6 seconds go on the racetrack here. Actually 8.6 because Hatch took tires on that pit stop. Also ran 7 less laps. Interesting. As there would look to be a battle there potentially between Mosier and Kloosterhuis, but I think that was just cycling things out between trucks who are coming down pit road and whatnot. As we do have 3 laps to go on the stage. I'm looking at lap number, the time and whatnot. I don't know if Boyles might be safe for it, but we have a caution. We have a caution. That looked to be off potentially the front bumper of Pamatat. He came on the radio saying not clear. So let's see what happened here. Oh, the 29 just come up. What was 29 doing? I mean, Pamatat did give him space. He's able to merge back up on track. I couldn't tell. Well, I need to see the hands. Let's look at the hands. Hands tell us a lot. Well, let's take a look from Pamatat's onboard. See what he really sees here. I mean, it looks like 29 just moves slightly, and I mean slightly the racetrack. Ever so slightly, just inching it up every about couple of feet that go back up on the racing surface, and then it's a contact. Was this net code when everything's all said and done? Was net code triggered here? I wouldn't really say. Maybe right there? I wish I have the... Oh, we do have the... Hang on, we'll go... I was really trying to figure out, like... It's interesting. That's an interesting wreck. But now here is where it's interesting. I know in the rule book, the stage caution comes out right before the stage. Things get interesting. But Dylan did call over the radio saying that the stage caution is at the completion of lap number 65. Oh, who's the truck off the racing surface? What is going on with Kloosterhuis? What? Is he okay? Oh, all right, so he's having potential problems with his VR. Okay. So I don't know how this stage is going to play out. So Dylan came over the radio to all the drivers saying that stage is at the end of 65 coming to 66, and pit road and obviously opened down lap number 64. So it gave an opportunity for drivers to come down pit road. You can see a bunch of drivers that come down pit road on lap number 64, including your race leader Matt Cherry, Ryan Dingler, Kevin Hash, Branden Kloosterhuis, Adam Bolo, Storm Patterson, Sawyer Ott, Brandon Pamatat, Shane Fuller, Matthew Wesenbach, Paul Smith. They all came down pit road. Then on lap 65 you see Mosier, Balfanz, Matson, and Wesenbach again. And see Mosier written out fully. So I'm not real sure if that stage went to Mosier or that stage could have went to Polinsky. I'm not 100% sure on who that stage went to. And this is a very valuable point situation for some of these drivers. That stage could have went there, gave Culley a potential top 3 stage finishing points, and that's 8 stage points right there. So that's a huge opportunity to potentially cut into that 22-point deficit that he had. So interesting. It's very interesting restart. And the 25 machine looks like he had, again, issues with his VR. I know he does race in VR, so... Yeah, I know he's going to be upset about that one. I know he's probably seeing screaming over the radio on that one. So he's going to drop from the restart position he had all the way back. 20th place, 19th place here. That's a good restart for Polinsky, but here's the issue. He's out here on some very old tires. He's out here on potentially 68 lap old tires, and most of the field is on recent lap tires. And you're also going to see a lot of people just mow him down here. So here comes Dingler. Dingler to the outside for the race lead on Landon Polinsky. I mean, this is just going to be defend all here now. Polinsky's just going to stay on the bottom lane, just let these guys go. You're also going to see the same thing happen with Culley here. As he's going to be 3 wide off of 2, and there's going to be a lot of contact here on the wall. 89 machine, it looks like the 84 go around off the race. They keep it straight? how well they keep it straight. Oh, and here goes Polinsky. Polinsky's now going to drop like a rock in a 14-foot creek just really quick. He's going to be 3 wide for a while here. Still 3 wide. As Wilson box again in the middle of 3 wide. Chase drivers make up your first 7 trucks. And there's a bit of a gap here. Dingler is able to pull out to a 1.1 second lead thanks to the restart here with some of those older tire drivers here. 70 laps into tonight's event. Unfortunate situation there for Kevin Hash. You know, he got in that situation with Matt Cherry. So I'm not real sure what really happened there. I think this could potentially be, I mean, we do have a battle here in the top 10 between Matson and Pamatat. This will be a battle for 5th. Matson looks low. As Kloosterhuis was able to rebound up to 8th here, taking advantage of all those drivers that stayed out there trying to gain stage points. So he was able to rebound pretty quick here. Still in that top 5, but he was also probably, was he going to restart in the top? I might have restarted 8th, so he might be potentially sitting there in 5th, but I think he was able to keep that, get that VR back on, so he can at least continue to compete in tonight's event. Any potential technical difficulties, blue screens, disconnection due to upload packet loss, I mean, download packet, any of that is huge. Because there's no more points resets after this tonight. As it's still Matson inside here. Pamatat for 5th. It's also going to get an opportunity potentially. These 2 drivers continue to race now. It looks like they settled down for a split second. The 25 machine potentially take a look at the inside of Pamatat. The 2 Brandons going at it. There's no points reset. So these guys coming out here and racing, they need to try to complete all 134 laps. Every single lap we have next week at North Wilkesboro. All the laps when we go to the Roval, and then when we go to Talladega, and then when we go to Homestead. Every single lap matters, because if you took a look at the regular season points, it was close. So like the 12 drivers are in the chase, can't have a bad race, can't have like connection issues. The 25 is able to get back up to 5th here. But what is this potentially going to do for his tires? All the way back up to 5th. Could he have gone a little bit too hard here? It's by like still Ryan Dingler out front by 2.1 seconds here. Over now at Cherry. Cherry, probably one of the better trucks in the field tonight. It's probably been one of the better trucks all season long. Cherry did give up stage points to come down here and put tires on, but I don't blame him. As most of the field did, besides me, 4 or 5 trucks. That's Matson again. It's going to go to the bottom line here, see if we can get 5th back in Kloosterhuis. And he will for the moment being. What does Kloosterhuis do with a runoff of 2? He's going to sit there and do nothing, because again, he might have used too much tire up to get back up here. Yes, he did get some help here by the trucks who did, stay out there in tires. So he did get some help, and he also got some help from the 4 truck. Doing I'm gonna call it a respectful thing. I know Paul is learning when it comes to racing still, and he's shown a lot of improvements from the first time I raced with him. So with him doing that, I feel like he did do the right thing there. He did come, get out of the racing group, and I appreciate Paul for that. So with all those drivers who were on old tires, when I gave an opportunity for him to storm through the field, but he might now be paying for it here. 7, 8, 9 laps into this stint. 10 laps into this run. He's able to get up to 5th, but he's now dropped back to 7th. As a side-by-side for 8th between, 9th, that'd be between Boyles and Balfanz. Ash has been able, to rebound a couple positions here. He's back up to 8th. And I guess we really don't have an opportunity to go back and look at that replay. We might have an opportunity at the end of the race, but remember to go back and see what happened there on that restart between those guys. But still, Matson trying to use the bottom lane here as he now approaches the 35 machine of on the Ott Company LLC number 35. Again, he has the pink numbers for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. He has a couple more days to run those numbers before we hit November 1st. Now, this is your day and a half reminder, maybe a little bit less, so about a day and a couple hours. Your 27-hour reminder that runs due. So please keep that noted. But he's currently running fourth here in the Ott Company LLC number 35. It's had a pretty quiet season. I mean, it's been a pretty good season for him, I guess. I mean, he's able to point his way into the chase here. He's currently running fourth. Pretty quiet season for him. And I would say it's I mean, it's not like a quiet season where you're sitting here missing the chase. It's a quiet season where he's out here running fourth at Kansas, trying to get some points here. It looks like Kloosterhuis was able to stop the bleeding for a second here, as now Pamatat looks on the inside from turn 1. Doing it equal there for a split second there. Might be actually equal here off of turn number 2. Looks like the 22 truck might have potentially got tight here, as it looks like he might be trying to run that 87 up the wall track here. It's a very interesting battle we got going all around the track here. It's a 48 truck. It doesn't look like it's able to complete the pass this time off of 4. Halfway down the front straightaway he will, with a push from 94 machine. Move Balfanz and Pamatat past the 25 machine. Move them up to 7th and 8th. Bringing Kloosterhuis back to 9th. Unfortunately, I think the bleeding might not be over, because here comes the 22 machine on the inside of the 25 for 9th place. And it looks like I truly believe, I think Branden might have used up his tires just a tiny bit here. A little bit too much. Because he's now sitting in 9th place, and he might even lose more, because here comes non-chase driver Ray Rittenauer. He's looking high here to see if he can complete the pass on him. He might just do it here, because he's going to get a run off of turn number 4. And they're going to be side by side. I think Kloosterhuis has a little bit more of momentum here down the front straightaway than the 87 does, but he might get him this time off of turn 2. That's by like Patterson has caught the 84 machine again. Using the high line while the 84 is using the top line here. We'll go back TV1 and see if TV1's a better camera for this. So my scoring pylon's in the way. It'll be side by side. This is a battle for second. 2.1. So they closed in a tiny bit on Dingler. Dingler did have about 2.5, 2.6 second lead. These two now racing side by side might give it a little bit of an advantage here to Dingler, as he's, again, side by side racing. He isn't really, I guess, prefer trying to catch somebody. I don't blame them. They're trying to race, trying to get as many points as they can, because these two did come separated by a point. So right now, just based on no like playoff point results and whatnot, stage point results, Cherry might be ahead of him. As the 45 truck called, I was going to pit. We also heard the 94 pit. All the drivers are coming down pit road, getting ready to make this first of 2 stops here, as this is on lap 21 of this thing. So it seems a little bit early for a pit stop. That's very interesting. Are they splitting this potential final run up into 21s, 20s? This seems like that's very interesting. So now shows Branden Pamatat as your race leader. So looking at 23, also came down here at the time. It'll be side by side for the race lead with Dave Matson, the 09 native machine. We're showing the right paint scheme again this week. Pamatat is trying to see if he can get in front of him, running him a little bit tight here off of 4. But doesn't complete the pass. Matson's able to use the momentum from the high side. They'll still be side by side through 1 and 2. These two do happen to tangle here. Gets an opportunity for the 35 machine to pounce on him. As again, Pamatat's not going to be clear. He's got a lot of advantage here, and he finally clears the 09, but here goes the 09 back to the bottom. 09, Dave Matson to the bottom here. He's made a lot of passes on this bottom line on this run, but doesn't look potentially to get a pass here, as Pamatat's able to keep that race lead in his possession for now. So a very interesting thing to take a look at here. I mean, Storm Patterson would be the first truck. Everything does cycle out here. I'm going to guess in the next 5-ish laps. Some of these guys are on 23, 24 laps on this stint. So when these things start cycle out, Storm Patterson will be your race leader over Ryan Dingler. And Patterson only spent 9.1 in his box. So could he potentially be doing the reverse of what everyone's doing? I mean, we see that looks to be what we're on board with George. George spent 10.8, and then Cherry Dingler spent 14.3, 14.6 in their box. So they potentially could be doing the opposite here. These guys could have just took 2 tires. I'm not real sure on what the call was there. That's still bringing Pamatat out front 90 laps into tonight's event, leaving 44 laps to go. Still 1 stop to go for half the field, and for your top 7, 2 stops to go. Branden Kloosterhuis is still out there on the racetrack. Kevin Hash, Rittenauer, Kelvin Masur, who's currently challenging Sawyer Ott for 3rd. Seeing if he can do anything with that here. Kelvin is a chase driver, by the way. Don't look at his paint scheme like it's wrong. I think he had issues going in before the race, and I didn't reload trading paints this time because I wasn't asked repeatedly from drivers in the field to reload their paint for tonight, so we didn't reload trading paints for him tonight. Oops. Well, the 25 machine said he's going to come down pit road this time. As you see, yeah, I think Storm didn't take tires here. So I think he didn't take tires, and that gives opportunity for Dingler to drive right by him. Cherry also drove by him. Balfanz drove by him. Balfanz might have took 2 tires. I'm not 100% sure. But 9.1 in the box might have meant just fuel only for Patterson. Let's see what Kloosterhuis does here. You see their teammates. So as if Kloosterhuis comes down, takes tires, and not real sure. 15 machine also says he's going to pit. 87's putting tires on, the 25's putting tires on. And it's 4 tires for both of them. So I'm not 100% sure what Storm did on his pit stop. But here comes the 35 machine down pit road. He's going to come down pit road for this first time in this stint of the race. Still meaning there's still one more time for these guys to come down pit road. Looks like Pamatat also came down pit road this time by. And things are continuing to cycle around here. Kelvin Masur still on the racetrack, but that's going to end right now, as he's going to take his number 43 machine down pit road. So that's going to put everyone who's still on the racetrack to need to pit down pit road. So that's going to complete this fuel run. And that's going to put Matt Cherry back out front when everything does cycle back out. It also gives opportunity for, I guess, Shane Fuller. He jumped up in the field here. He's now up to 6th place. Paul Smith back in the top 10 here, back in 8th. I mean, Pamatat's not really going to lose much. He might lose maybe 1 or 2 spots staying out long than everyone else. But I mean, he also did take tires, so he's going to have fresher tires than the guys in front of him. So this might pay out, equal up some time here. I think he came in around that 8th position. He's going to come back out 8th position. Right, Paul Smith, I'm just going to take a look at and see what he did on his pit stop. Nothing really different than anyone else. He just was able to gain a lot of track position up there. Move him up to 5th place. A pretty good run for him. Kloosterhuis comes back out 15th here. Kevin Hash is running 16th. Still hasn't really rebounded after that issue he had there with the number 84 machine. These guys are gonna have the freshest tires and go long, be able to go further than these guys. How much further is the question, though? That's a real question. How much further are they gonna go compared to race leader Ryan Matt Cherry, who's also now being challenged by the 23 machine, Ryan Dingler. Cherry in that Halloween themed Sim Max 84 Silverado. I think it says MPI on the hood. Has Dingler, who closed in here. He's now about 10th. He's going to be on the back bumper. Takes a look on the inside there, but nothing really comes from that here. As 97 are in the book, coming to start lap number 98, meaning that there's, don't tell me, 38, 39 laps to go. No, that number doesn't make sense. 37 laps to go. That number makes sense. As Dingler's all over him here, but he doesn't take a look on the inside. He's just going to sit here on the back bumper. Potentially might take a look here, dip it low. Cherry's going to go ahead and say, no, you're not going to do that to me here. As these two teammates are just going to continue to race here, single file out front. I mean, they got 2.6 seconds over Balfanz, so I mean, why race now? Why burn as much fuel as you can? Why not try to extend, save, do what you can? I mean, yet almost 3 seconds to the truck behind you. There's no reason, I guess, to really push it on each other and try to make a pass. As Boyles has caught the 12 machine here. So has Pamatat. Pamatat clearly faster than these two. So is Matson. Even a little bit of the arrow push here to the 12 machine to see if he can get around the 22 machine. A couple non-chase drivers in front of two chase drivers. It's going to be 3 wide off of 2. Small Smith's going to lose 4th. But they're going to almost be 3 wide entering 3. It's going to be Matson on the high line, Smith on the bottom. And I guess this is what the difference of a couple of laps on the tires make. I mean, 5, 6 laps is the difference between Matson and Pamatat compared to Smith and Boyles. They were just able to drive right by them like they were just standing still. Again, I'm not 100% sure what Patterson did on his pit stop. He spent 9.1 on his pit stop. I'm not real sure what he did. Well, we crossed the century mark. We're starting lap number 101, meaning there's going to come into the line. 33 laps to go. As Pamatat's not being challenged by the 09 machine again on the inside lane here. This is a battle for 4th. And it looks like Matson's able to complete the pass here and gap him by almost 2.5 tenths going into turn number 3. But here goes Pamatat on the inside, seeing if he can potentially do what Matson just did there. And try to complete a pass, but it doesn't really look like he does. So Matson's going to take over 4th. Pamatat 5th. Next battle looks to be the battle for 13th here. Mosier on the inside of Welsenbach. And by the way, the Ott brothers are lapped down. Sawyer Ott's lapped down, and Treston Ott's lapped down. So if you're rooting for the Ott brothers, I hate to tell you right now, they're both lapped down. One of them's hoping for a caution. As Paulus goes a lap down. Paulus coming down pit road, I think, for the last time tonight. So he's going to come down pit road and kind of put a little bit of a sad end here to potential of a caution coming up right now, giving lucky dog to one of the Ott brothers. Kloosterhuis is back at the 8th here, as the guys are catching the number 12 machine of Paul Smith. Again, some 6, 7, 8 lap difference on tires here between some of these guys and Smith. Kloosterhuis to the bottom lane here. Rittenauer is running about that white line in a, I don't know, we'll call that the 3rd lane, 4th lane, maybe the 5th lane, depending on how everything does. Kloosterhuis back up to 7th place here. Not really, I guess, in pushing his tires as hard as he did last time by. So, saying about 2 tenths, a half a tenth, 1.5 between these two. issues burning up Dingler's tires more than Cherry's tires running like this, but they amassed a 4.5 second distance between him and Matson as Balfanz has fallen back. Again, it's a situation where, you know, newer tires. Again, that 7-lap difference, 8-lap difference between these two. I mean, you see Matson and Pamatat, they're running about 3-4 tenths of a second quicker than your race leaders, who are just running within the same distance here. No real change to it. But here comes Kloosterhuis on the outside of the 22 machine. This will be a battle for 6th place. Brandon's trying to see if he can get out as much as he did on the last set of good years on this Silverado. Has been able to get back up to 6th place, 7th place again. And it's where he was, I would say, when pit stop started. The Culley was running slow. I don't know what happened to him. It was pit exit, so that was what it was. 45 machine, I think he's gotten enough of those tires. We're going to come down pit road to speed the final time tonight with 26, 27 laps to go. 25 at 20 gets you to 128 at 6 gets you, 26 laps to go. So it's probably enough for those tires. Probably been on there since the beginning of the stage, so it's probably had enough of them. A lot more trucks coming down pit road. I think I heard the 22 truck say he's going to come down pit road. And there he goes. 94 machines coming down pit road. Oh, no, he missed pit road. That's a huge mistake for the number 94 machine. He's going to lose a lot of time. That's a lot of time. I mean, there goes 4 trucks right there. He might even lose some more time trying to get back up to speed here, coming back around the racetrack. But I think he's going to sit in 10th. But he missed pit road when he called it out. Again, Matson and Pamatat are closing in on our race leaders about 4 tenths, 5 tenths quicker. That time, Matson was about the same lap time as the race leaders. Pamatat was 2 tenths of a second faster. With 25 laps to go, this is going to start to get a little bit interesting here. So here's the question. Who has what left for tires? I mean, I know we've seen tires on the first stop for some drivers that got 4 sets of tires. So I mean, tires, I guess, aren't really an issue here. Never mind. Check 1, 2. I guess tires might be an issue for some of these drivers. 4 solo sets of tires. I mean, racers, they put on a set for sure. Underneath that stage, Branden Kloosterhuis put a set on. I think Storm Patterson stayed out longest on a set of tires, so it's going to start getting interesting here. Some of these guys might not have tires left. So you think that first stop about 30 laps into the race, and then you took tires at the stage, and you took tires here, plus the tires you started on, that's 4 sets. So you took tires you started on, the second set, lap 30, set at the stage, that's 3, and the set here, these guys are out of tires, potentially. And the only driver who might be good on tires seen on the race will be this 45 machine. Potentially. Because, yeah, Red Never came down pit road, spent 9.2, so about the same amount of time that Patterson did on his first stop. See, 11.1 from, oh, Fuller hasn't pitted, never mind, that's a bad example here. As more trucks come down pit road, looks like our leaders have came down pit road. So let's take a look here and see if any of these tires go up on these machines. So I think tires is now the issue here. Taking like the 84 machine stops in box. Oh, I guess they have tires. Okay, so these guys have tires left. So I don't know if it was 4 sets lane. Their tires go on the 84. Potentially tires on the 23. As here comes the 48 down pit road. And the 25. Oh, wait, don't. Yeah, I guess you kind of count out. But now he didn't come back out in front of these guys, and mean, he only spent 9.2 on his pit stop, so I mean, chances he took tires are very slim, so you're going to see these guys strive away. But Jerry's had much better time on pit road than the 23 machine. 23 spent about a second longer on pit road total time. And I don't know how that equates. Yeah, I guess that does equate. So they came down back to back, and it equates to a 1 second gap between these two. Now coming to the line for 20 laps to go here tonight from Kansas Speedway. Same thing, I mean, calm down, no real action, nothing I guess you could really say pass-wise. I mean, the pit stops have cycled out. Kevin Hash has kind of rebounded here. I don't know, Sawyer Ott hasn't. I don't know if Sawyer Ott's. I don't think Sawyer Ott's pitted yet. And if he did, he only took fuel when he came down pit road. And with 20 laps to go, he might still need to pit one more time. But this has been some exciting action we see here tonight. We're going to go back to a short track next week. We get one of almost every single type of track in the chase. We get a intermediate, highline intermediate. Then we get a short track because we get to go to North Wilkesboro next week. We get a road course with the Roval in 2 weeks. And then we go to a super speedway at Talladega in 3 weeks. And the season finale is at a track that's supposed to be highline, but it's not highline in the iRacing.com World Sports Simulation in Homestead. A place where a championship should be decided. As Dingler's closing in on Cherry. The gap was a second, now it's down to 4/10. So don't count out Dingler quite yet. And I don't know if you can really count. Yeah, you probably could. Nah, we ain't gonna count him out yet. There's an opportunity. It says the 25 was slow. I'm gonna guess that's because he was coming up a pit road. And that is the case. He's back to 11th place. So you see some interesting strategy calls here, potentially gaining some drivers some spots. Mosier here, now being challenged by those here. So again, a 3-lap difference here. Potentially should have 10th when everything's all, 9th when everything's all started out, because you got 35. I don't know how many laps. 89 on 89 is out of 5. So you got for sure the 35 who's gonna drop some more positions here because he's been out here for 20 laps. And with about 15 to go, coming to 15 to go. 16 to go. I mean, I think a strategy call that might not 100% work for the 35 machine. As Dingler's brought underneath 4/10 of second for the race lead. Now he's running the high line, while the 84 is running the bottom line. You're going to see that number on your left side of the screen continue to go down here because he's gaining momentum off the high line is huge. So with him doing that, I mean, it's giving an opportunity to close down the race lead here. As he's brought it down another 0.2 of a second here. It's almost going to be side by side with the 84 machine. Something went wrong with the 84 machine through 1 and 2. Giving an opportunity for the 23 to close in. Now the 23 is back on the back bumper. We saw this after that first green flag stop at this stage. 23 is on the back bumper, but he was content with riding. Now here with 13, 14 laps to go, what does he do? He's going to take a look at the inside here. Side by side, 23 with the 84. 84 with an advantage down the back straightaway. 23 going to go back to the bottom line. I mean, he doesn't really have a choice because he had an 84 on his outside. Coming to line 13 laps to go. And this is exciting side-by-side action. We see two teammates. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, these two didn't want to potentially do that earlier, so they're going to do this now. And I don't blame them. They had a pretty decent gap to the car in second, so I mean, why race now when you can race with 12 laps to go? As Dingler is going to have to unfortunately fall back into line here and see if he can formulate another run to potentially take a shot at this. 12 laps to go, 122 in the book. it's Cherry, Dingler, Pamatat, Matson, your top four. All four of those drivers are chase drivers. Their first non-chase drivers back in fifth with Rittenauer. Got another chase driver in Kloosterhuis, who has rebounded after the unfortunate VR issue he had there on his during the stage caution there. He's rebounded to sixth. Patterson, I mean, taking advantage of those tires there, saving a set of tires. Compared to probably most of the field who don't have that set of tires. So he's going to have a set compared to the rest of the field if the caution does come out here in the next 9, 10, 11 laps. But he's back up to 7th here, as Dingler is still going to see if he can potentially do anything here, but he's going to just stick right behind him. I mean, if there's not a pass to be made, why attempt to make a pass here? He's going to run a little bit higher, get a little bit more clean air on the nose. But now he's going to have the challenge of the lap truck of Treston Ott to deal with. So these two racing for the race lead now have the 15 machine, who's going to try to get by him, get back on probably one lap down. Unfortunately, that's going to cost some time for the 23 machine. Drop back to about 0.2 of a second, 2.5. I don't know, maybe the 23's potentially used his stuff up here. As we now have 9 laps to go. Could that potentially be the case here? Could the 23's gone a little bit too soon? Make a challenge while you could, because now the distance has increased a lot. It's 2.2.5 tenths. Able to reel it into about 2 tenths here because he's dealing with dirty air. Is 84 machine. 8 laps to go. Taking a look real quick to make sure we're not missing really any other battles on the racetrack. And Kloosterhuis has closed in on the 87 machine, but again, I think the 87 machine's on a different tire strategy here. Might be one of those trying to save a set of tires in case we do get a caution, one of those famed NASCAR cautions within 10 to go. As Dingler is able to get around the 00, but it's going to be back to 0.2 of a second, 2.5, almost 3 coming off of 4, 7 to go. Oils is now trying to contend here. Might have actually just got passed here by Kevin Hash. As Kloosterhuis is still reeling in at 87 machine. So he might not finish 6th. He might have an opportunity to complete for 5th here. As he does have a nose on the quarter panel of the 87 machine down the back straightaway here. They'll be side by side in a 3. Give him just a nose, skosh of it. Just the front bumper here in front. I think the 25 is actually going to complete the pass here. 6 laps to go. And I think it might be over for Dingler. I think Dingler was going to have to settle for 2nd. Unfortunately, because I think he might have used his stuff up. And Kloosterhuis for sure is going to have 5th place because Rittenauer has fallen about 0.2 of a second off him. At least now a half second for Cherry. Yeah, I think Dingler might have used his stuff up a little bit too soon. He might be trying to cool his tires off. Try to make one more go at it here with 5 laps to go here from Kansas. Paul Majifka says he's going to make one more pit stop. Pamatat has closed the distance a tiny bit. He got only 2 seconds. But unfortunately, I don't think it's enough for him. I mean, he's running 31.9s compared to a 31.2 and a 31.4. So, I mean, being a half second and a lap quicker than Dingler might be an opportunity to close in on him, but he needs to almost be a half second quicker than Cherry to even close on him. So, it might be... We could potentially have a battle for 2nd here. It's down to 0.8 of a second between those two. Taking a look at the line, it's a 32.4 compared to a 32.0, so another 0.4 quicker that time by for Pamatat over Dingler. But it could potentially be one of those situations where it might be a last lap pass down the back straightaway. As the race is running out to a lead 1 second now. As when we come back to the line, Matt Cherry will have 2 laps to go from Kansas. It's 0.6 of seconds a gap, a 32.4 to a 32.1. So only gained 0.2 that lap. Did the 48 machine. I mean, 2.5 tenths per lap. I mean, it's enough to potentially close in on Dingler, but it might be too little too late here. Through 3 and 4 for the penultimate time is your 84 machine of Matt Cherry, who's coming to the line for 1 lap to go, sponsored by nobody. Yeah, it's unfortunately Dingler went a little bit faster that time. Maybe a 10th closed in for Pamatat. But no one really had anything for Cherry tonight. Cherry's probably had one of the more dominant trucks we've seen all season long. Came out early, was able to compete with Hash early on. Had a little bit of a dust up with Hash after the stage. But through turn number 4 for the final time, starting to chase off like he did the regular season, Matt Cherry's your winner. Ryan Dingler finished second. He was able to finish a half second in front of Pamatat in third. Matson finished fourth. Branden Kloosterhuis was able to rebound and finish fifth. Rittenauer, Boyles, Hash, Storm Patterson, and Kelvin Masur is your top 10. That's a dominating win for the 84 machine. 3rd win of the season, and I mean, he's again, he started the chase off like he started the regular season. He came out here and just won. And it's like it was a dominating win, something I hadn't really seen this season. We hadn't really seen just one guy come out here and just dominate a race. I mean, he had a little bit of a battle there early on with Kevin Hash, and he just was able to pull away from there. So let me get onto the rear chase camera for you. Get him in a nice looking picture for you. So when we pull this 84 machine up into the booth, make sure Discord works. I think Discord works. I saw it work earlier. It's opportunity time number 3 to pull the 84 machine of Matt Cherry up to the booth. Your race winner tonight. If he's there. Hello? Alright, we'll give him a split second. We'll move him back down there, and then we'll move up. We'll move up second place. Well, no, second place is looking over film. So we'll move up. We'll move up third. We'll start with third place tonight, because Cherry wasn't there. We'll start with third place. We'll get Pamatat's interview out, because I know he probably wants to go to bed. So you gotta make sure we're on the right name. Move him up to the booth and see if he can hear me and say words.
What's going on, sir?
There we go. We finally got someone to do an interview. I was gonna do Cherry, but Cherry said nothing when I pulled him up into the booth. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1 tonight.
What's going on?
You finished third tonight, and you were reeling in Dingler there in the last couple laps, but it just happened to be, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 laps too little for you to roll him in tonight.
Yeah, definitely. If that run was longer, I think I could have tracked them both down there. I was catching them, but the dirty air just sucked, and it just, excuse me, it was tough to make passes when the guys are running your line. So give it a clean air and a few more laps, and I think I would have had this win.
When everything started to cycle out, when these green flag runs came out here, you look to have probably the second best truck out here. Is there really anything you can blame besides iRacing's terrible dynamic tracks, tire model, the fact that dirty air exists? Is there what would you need to gain 1.4 seconds?
I don't even know. Maybe just underpit them. Maybe next time. But other than that, I'm really not too sure. I would have to go back and rewatch everything and see where I lost it.
Well, you started the chase off right. You actually been on a pretty consistent streak here of top 3 finishes, top 4 finishes. I feel like I've spoke to you in the last 4 races. How do you think you're gonna do with the next 4 tracks coming up here? With when we go next week to North Wilkesboro, the Roval, the wild card of Talladega and Homestead. Do you think you have an opportunity to potentially come out here and be Mr. Consistency to your way to a title?
Yeah, definitely. I think the next few set of tracks are definitely ones that we, excuse me, can't talk. Ones that we've definitely showed strength at in the past. So I think we could definitely be consistent and just keep racking up the points and hopefully run them down.
Well, I can hear the cough in your voice, and I can also hear it in your voice, like I've heard in the past couple of weeks. You sound like you probably want to take some NyQuil and go to bed. So we'll go ahead and wrap this interview up. Is there anyone like to give a shout out to, a quick thank you for?
Yeah, of course. I want to shout out the JCOM boys tonight. My team was on vacation, so they lent me a bed to sleep in. So we did work together there. I want to shout out my dad, always watching, supporting. I want to shout out my boy Keith at work. Shout him out every week, and I want to shout out you, Alex, for the broadcast. And hopefully we could be talking again next week.
Hopefully, I'll make sure when I show up to the meeting tomorrow, the competition meeting, that I yell at the Gail and Matt, because they should have been here tonight. I don't get why they weren't here. But
I think Chris is on vacation, and I think Matt had some mandatory team practice thing that you set up.
I might have set that up. You might have been right on that one. Well, congratulations on your P3 finish tonight, and hopefully we get to do a couple more of these interviews throughout the next 4 races here, and hopefully one of them's a celebratory race win victory interview, man.
I sure hope so, man.
Well, congratulations, and have
Thank
the rest
you,
of your
sir.
night. As that was our 3rd place finish tonight. I don't know, Dingler's sharing his screen, so I'm gonna pull him up here, and it's gonna end his stream. So that's I don't know if he was trying to go over important information or not, or if he's still trying to catch thumbnails or not, pictures or not. But 2nd place, Branden Dingler.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Pull someone out of that Badger Racing group, and they're gonna talk to me. Congratulations on your P2 finish tonight.
Appreciate it.
No, tell me if I'm wrong, but I felt like you just went a tiny bit too early there.
Yep. I burned my stuff up too early. I was trying to just get ahead of him and then just was going to pin it to the top, but I just couldn't clear him, and then it ended up burning my tires up too much. So I just tucked it in behind him, and by then I had already burned my stuff up and almost allowed Pamatat to catch me.
Not only potentially going a little bit too hard, but it's not the combination of dirty air.
Oh man, every time I'd pull up right behind the truck in front of me, I would just lose the nose. It was getting so annoying. It was a combination of losing the nose and me not being able to see the entry of the corner because of the back of the truck in front of me. And I would every time I'd get behind somebody that close, when we'd go into the corner, they would pull away from me. But when they would pull away, the following corner, I could just pull them back in because I could see the corner and not have their air on my nose. So it's kind of annoying.
No, I asked Pamatat this. Is there any anger you want to take on iRacing for their terrible dynamic tracks, tire model?
I mean, I don't know about all that. It's just it's these 1-lane tracks. I mean, you could run the bottom, but only for a little while, and then it's just rim riding, single file. You could not make a pass. It's so annoying.
So I'll take that a little bit of anger towards iRacing's dynamic tracks, because everyone knows when you come to Kansas, or specifically Kansas, when out of these similar shaped 1.5 miles, it's usually a high line. And like you said, the bottom line worked for probably the first 10 laps of a run.
Yeah, but probably 10 laps.
And then you're just following the leader at that point.
Yep. And every time you try to go to the bottom, you would just they'd pull away from you on the exit of the corner, and you couldn't clear them. You couldn't do a slide job because you didn't gain anything very much by diving it to the bottom. They were still outside of you mid corner, so by the time you got to the exit, they were just pulling away from you, and you just had to tuck in behind them. So,
Well, you were able to finish second, and I don't know where you finished in the stage. The stage finish was very confusing to me. Finished seventh?
yeah, so people pit,
Right.
and like Matt, he was right behind me, but because people on pit road still crossed the line, they finished ahead of him, so he finished 10th. So I was able to get more stage points than him, but he ended up winning the race ultimately. But yeah, it's because some of the leaders pit.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a couple leaders pit, a couple of guys stayed out. Wasn't
Because
100%
we
sure.
were pacing, so we couldn't really gain on him.
Right.
They were able to stay in front of him by the time we crossed the line. So it cost him a few pace spots or stage spots, but it helped me out.
That it did. You were able to cut in that gap coming into the night. I think you were probably, fourth seed coming into the night?
That's a good question.
You're actually the third seed coming into the night, so you're able to cut in a couple points. Maybe move yourself up to second, potentially going into next week.
Back 12 points coming into tonight from the lead. Back 11 from Cherry. So Cherry will get the lead after tonight for sure. And I don't know if I'll be able to leapfrog Storm, but I'll at least still be third, and I'll close the gap a little bit.
Now, I asked... Okay, I'm sorry. You were going to say
I was going to
something?
say the next two races are tracks that I like, so that should help too.
Well,
I did better tonight than I thought I would.
That's going to be my next question. How do you think the next 4 races are going to go for you? Knowing that there's no more resets.
I know Wilkesboro it can be fun depending on the car, and I don't know how this truck is going to handle there. I've not raced this truck there, but I've had success at North Wilkesboro, so that should be fun. And I like road courses, so Roval should be interesting, to say the least. And Talladega, it's a crapshoot. I hate seeing Talladega in any kind of chase, but it's always there for some reason. And then you got Homestead coming up at the end of the season. I've never been good there, so
well, Homestead's another one of those.
It's not going to end good for me. I'll probably have a good start to this chase, but I don't feel like it's going to end well.
If I can go ahead and mention, Homestead just seems like one of those, kind of like this, where it's single groove.
Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be.
And it's not the wall, it's the bottom line. The wall doesn't really work at Homestead.
It does if you're in a faster car.
Well, you gotta have a faster car. The truck's, I don't know how many horsepower it has. I don't know if it's...
I don't know, but it's underpowered. Especially when you have only 60% fuel, so you're taking away some of your turn right there. So you're making the truck tight. But I don't know. This is kind of the nature of the truck. Low fuel makes a truck tight, and less horsepower, just recipe for hitting the wall.
That's very true. Before we go ahead and let you go, is there anyone want to give a quick shout out to you, a quick thank you for before we let you go and continue to review tape or do whatever you were doing, sharing your stream?
Just appreciate all the work everybody puts into this. It's fun. I have a lot of fun here. Appreciate you putting on the broadcast.
Well, congratulations on your P2 finish tonight. Pretty good looking Hex Armor machine, if I have to say.
I appreciate it.
What color do you think it's going to be next week, now that we're getting a Cancer Awareness Month?
It's going to be the blue one. I posted it
the blue
one. A week ago, I think. It's in the driver paints. There's a blue version. It's the same paints, but it's blue.
I see it.
Yellow.
There it is. It's right there. That's a good looking truck. Well, congratulations on your P2 finish tonight, and hopefully we get to talk to you a couple more times throughout the next 4 weeks.
All right. Thank you, sir.
As that was our P2 finish tonight, and hopefully we can move our race winner up this time. And he is there. I think I don't know if he was there the first time we pulled him up, but he hopefully is here now. And race winner Matt
I'm here.
He's here this time. Hell yeah. congratulations on your third win of the season. You started the chase out like you started the regular season out by getting a win, but this time in a more dominating fashion.
Oh yeah, we definitely had it tonight. That was definitely a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one.
It feels like Kansas and Texas, when it comes to racing in this league, is probably one of the two best tracks. And you really showed it out there tonight. Probably led the most laps. Probably led almost 100 laps tonight. And everything's all said and done. Getting the chase started off right. Go ahead and describe your race. I mean, I don't know if there's anything you can really criticize about your race tonight.
Oh no, I kind of messed up coming out for 2 there. Apparently everybody slowed up, and I ran into the back of, I think it was Matt Quick. I apologize for that. There really wasn't nothing I could do. I was already tight when I come off the corner, and everybody just slowed up, and he was right there. And I had the wheel turned as far as I could go, trying to avoid him, but I still got into him. But I think, if I ain't mistaken, I think he saved it. But
yeah, both of you guys were able to save the truck. I thought you guys were going to go back there and just see you guys bouncing off the inside wall, and I see both of you able to get back into the racing groove, and it's like, God damn, how did you guys save that off of 2?
I have no clue. I mean, I kept trying to go as low as I could, hoping nobody came down on the side of me, and luckily, I was able to do that and avoid chaos. And I think after I did that, I still came out in P3.
Now here's a quick question: when it came to the stage caution there, or the caution we had, I think a lap before the stage, were you confused on how that all went down? Because I was kind of confused on how that running order went down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I don't think I won that stage because I came down pit road, and I was having some communication issues. I didn't have no spotter. I couldn't hear anybody talk in the lobby. And after that stage, I come down pit road, and I had to reconnect my headset inside the sim. That way I could start hearing people again. So I really didn't know what was going on.
Well, for not knowing what's going on, not having a spotter for the first half of the race, you were able to pull out to, I guess, largely I think I see you have maybe 3.5, 4 seconds tonight. One of those good old ass weapons we get to see every once in a while.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a race like that. The truck series and these trucks, they fit my driving style a little more. I can do a lot more with them. Probably my worst vehicle in the sim now is probably the Xfinity car. It's just running that car, man. It just feels like a dump truck. I ran a race here. I think it was last Tuesday, and I think I finished the lap down. It was just a horrible race, but I came out here and set it up on the wall and let her eat.
And that you did. Real quick, was this a Halloween inspired paint scheme I see on tonight? Orange and black, or is this just matching the sponsor type of thing? Just a coincidence?
It's just matching the sponsor type of thing.
All right. Well, okay. I was thinking it's a Halloween scheme, but matching the sponsor, I can see that too. Now looking more into it.
Yeah, it's it's just MPI. I bought one of their sim wheels, and then it's like the greatest. It's probably one of the greatest things I ever spent $219 on. It's extremely light. I mean, it just feels good.
I'll take your word for it. Before we go ahead and let you go, and probably sounds like you're about ready to log off for the night, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, a quick thank you for winning the what was the race called? Kansas Plains 201?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Ryan for finishing P2. It was Badger Racing 1-2 tonight, and I really want to appreciate him for not wrecking me, which he probably could have, but I knew he wouldn't do it.
And the floor is here. Is there anyone else you want to give a quick shout out, thank you to before I let you go?
And just appreciate Sawyer and all the admins for putting this stuff together. You know, I know at times it ain't easy, and it definitely ain't easy dealing with me at times because, you know, I feel like I complain more than anything. But, you know, I don't really have anything to complain about tonight. It was just a overall good race.
That it was. Well, congratulations on your third win this season. Starting the chase off on the right foot, and hopefully we get to continue to have some of these conversations over the next 4 weeks.
Alrighty, I appreciate it.
That was our race winner tonight in Matt Cherry. Gives us one more opportunity to go over your... Oh, nope, that's not going to work. I actually need to click that button again. Nope, that won't work either. How about now? We'll go over your final results one more time. Again, it was Matt Cherry, Ryan Dingler, Branden Pamatat, your top 3. Dave Matson, Branden Kloosterhuis, right now your top 5. Right now, Adam Boyles. Kevin Hash in for Matt Quick. Storm Patterson, Kelvin Masur, your top 10. George Balfanz, after missing pit road, will finish 11th. 12th will be Paul Smith. 13th, Matthew Welsenbach. 14th, Shane Fuller. 15th tonight will be Landon Polinsky. Will be Manny Greger, your last truck on the lap. 16th tonight will be Josh Culley, 1 lap down. Landon Polinsky, Sawyer Ott, and Treston Ott will be your final trucks on 1 lap down through 19th. 20th tonight will be Paul Majivka. 21st tonight will be Brian Mills after disconnecting after running 11 laps. Finished winning 123 laps on tonight. Dylan Hill and Kevin Hash will technically finish 22nd and 23rd tonight, but Kevin and I for sure will gain points. I don't know about Dylan. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. A pretty exciting race. A lot of interesting things here could be said about this race. It was a pretty exciting race. But that'll do it. We'll be back next week, same time. Start at 7:55. We will not have the Pacer Grand Fitness test again next week. I might find another interesting thing to start, but we just have to tune in next week, as will be from North Wilkesboro. And I don't know if that track has lights yet. I guess probably should get on that and give us lights there, because I think that'd be cool to race underneath the lights there.